All right, welcome back. This is a Vice story, and it's not a gross one, so you can actually listen to it. Vice is basically, prostitution, bars, liquor stores where they don't sell to drunks or minors, gambling, and all that sort of stuff. And horse racing, and any kind of sports betting. It's not obviously not legal, not authorized betting. This was one of those horse betting things. And what had happened was we have districts we work in, and you're supposed to stay in your district. And once in a while you wander into another district. We can go anywhere we want, but you want to stay in your district because you're supervised to stay there. You're rated by staying there. And if you arrest outside that district, you get no credit for that arrest. That district gets credit for the arrest. It keeps everybody where they're supposed to be. And it's not a big deal. It's more administrative than anything else. So we had a place just on the border on our side, a bar. And we went in there, my partner and I, we're dressed down, everything, long hair and beard and everything. We're in there having a beer. It's like, 12:30 in the afternoon. But that's usually the time we'd like to get in there and look at bookmakers, because that's what they do right before first post at Santa Anita or any of the local racetracks. So we see a guy that we recognize. We're gonna see what he's up to. Well, he pretty much doesn't do anything. He just he's talking to people, and he gets out and starts walking. Okay, so we wait a little bit, and we one of us walks outside, and we notice that he's not in the car. So we get in our car, and he starts walking. Okay, well he walks pretty far, maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a mile, just walking, saying hi to people going by and everything. He's a local bookie. Everybody knows him. What does he do? He goes across the border I was telling you about and goes into a really large, like a sports bar. Okay, there's a lot of people in there. So he goes in there. Okay, so he's going to take action. Okay, fine. So he's in there, and now we do what we call straggling. We don't come in together because it looks like cops will do that. We dress accordingly. We don't dress like base. Later on, when I became a supervisor, I used to teach these things you used to do. Never wear Levi's. Never wear tennis shoes. Cops wear tennis shoes. Never wear a baseball hat. Cops have a baseball hat. Try to have nice trim beards. If you're gonna have a beard, I had my beard, but I had my wife tied a bow to it, really scrawny, so you can throw people off. You don't want to look like a clean-cut guy. You look like a cop. So we're in there. We goes in first. I come in. We're greeting each other like we have worker clothes on, and we're like buddies. Well, he already found out where the bookie was, and he sat a little ways down from him on the bar. So we're high-fiving each other and talking really loud and making obnoxious fools of ourselves, which is good because most officers, when they don't do that, you have to go out of character. So we're in there talking, and we're listening to these guys. This bookmaker talk to some guys, and they're looking at a newspaper at that time. It's gone now. I can name it. It's called the Herald. It had the Herald and the LA Times at the time, and the Herald had a whole double sheet of races for the day. So the people use that as what they call a scratch sheet to look at the horses and all that, and odds and everything. So every time a door would open up, they'd all look over at the door. Well, I'm there about 5 minutes, we're having our beers, and all of a sudden the door opens up, and they look over, and they quietly pull the paper back and stuck it in their shirt. And I'm thinking, and I look over on purpose. I told you, in RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 270 stories in there. A lot of them are Vice. And I, as a Vice officer, I've done a lot of Vice. You take an aggressive stance, not a defensive stance, when it comes to intermingling with suspects. And I hit him, I said, hey, and he looked at me, because a regular cop would never hit the bookmaker like that. And I went, hey, what's going on, man? Because I said, I had my paper too, and I'm trying to hide like he did. And he looks down at my paper, and I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, those are cops. I look over, and two guys come in, baseball cap, Levi's, tennis shoes. They might as well have a badge on, okay? One's Latino, one's Caucasian. This is a Latino bar, heavy. Okay, partner and I are both Latins. They walk in, they go to the back, they sit down. One orders a Coke, one orders a beer. Okay. They're cops. And I go, what's that? And they go, they're cops. And they're cops. Be cool. Okay. I'm cool. He's talking to me. And I said, hey, man. I said, thanks, man. I said, hey, get him a beer. Again, you do what you have to do this. So brought this guy over a beer. Now he's my buddy. Okay, we're talking about weather and whatever, drinking a beer. And all eyes are on those two guys. They're in there about 15 minutes. They get up and they leave. As soon as they go out that door, out come the sheets, right? They're doing all kinds of stuff. I'm thinking, whew. Okay, so normally we have to have permission to take action. Well, this time this guy was taking book like crazy. So we said, you know what? We're gonna take it right now, because if we don't take action now, we'll never see this guy again. It's a fleeting moment, and whatever. So partner goes to a payphone, calls for the cavalry. They come. They don't know who we are, so we have to be careful. Uniform officers come in the front door. As soon as they come in, everybody puts their sheets away. And of course, we stand up and we flip out our badges to the officers and go like this, and we grab these three. So they walk up and they look at us and go, hey man, Vice. And you're right, those were cops. And they look, so we cuffed everybody up, took them to the other Vice cop station, And those guys were off that day. The only guy there was their supervisor. So I walk in and say, I kind of apologize. He goes, what happened? And I told him what I told you. And he goes, well, I told those guys they don't look like cops. This is him talking about his own guys. I go, normally we wouldn't have taken action, Sarge, but it was so obvious. He go, oh no, this is great. You guys go ahead and do you. Leave me a copy of the reports, and I'm gonna have you guys come down here and give these guys a lesson on how to dress. I've been trying to tell them how to do it, and all that. Okay, no problem. So we called. Of course, at the meantime we called my sergeant. He was funny. He wanted to talk to that sergeant. They're having a nice, honorable conversation, not arguing. They're having a nice conversation. And so it was done. And then about a week later, we get a call. We went down there, and there was 4 of these vice cops. 1 was Latin, 3 were Caucasian. And so before that, we told our supervisor, you need to hire people for the area you're working. If you're working a black area, you have to have black. I worked a black area vice. I was the only Latino. I had 3 black officers. That's the way it should be, because you have to fill into the area. Otherwise, you're not going to be effective. He agreed with it. He says, yeah, 2 of my guys are going to transfer out. I'm bringing minorities in here. I said, just bring anything but a white person. I'm sorry. Bring in a lady, bring in an Asian, bring in a black. But you just have to know that there's lots of areas that Caucasian officers can work as vice, because vice is a stepping stone to promotion. They can go over there. But there's only a few, maybe 6 or 7 out of 18 that have to have minority officers. So we gave that not a class. We told him how to do it. And of course, he'd already chewed them out, because he said, these guys come across the line and pop 3 guys, and you guys been working this bar for like a month. Okay, so that's embarrassing. But I felt good about that. I felt good that, because I felt good that we did everything right, and we were cool and calm, and we got our arrest. They got credit for the arrest. Kind of weird, but that's all right. My captain, my supervisor knew what a job we did. So that's it. That was it. A nice little bookmaking story, and simple arrest. Hope you like it, and you never know who's walking in the bars. Watch out, okay? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.